everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nidhi and you're watching my series on how to become a cabin crew. So this is a very quick impromptu video that I wanted to make for all of you guys, especially for the ones who are going for Emirates interview. The points that I'm going to discuss with you is what I have researched and also something that has been shared by a couple of my students who went for the pre-screening and also were able to get their hands on some of the information about the upcoming Emirates interview. Now Emirates has been conducting interviews all over the world. So I'm going to share with you some of the rounds that have been mentioned on their website and some of the questions that they have been asking in their recent interviews. So I really hope this helps you guys. I also just went online on Instagram to share with you guys some of the information about the Emirates interview, Qatar and Singapore Airlines interview. So do go ahead and watch that. Please do go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want to find out about the upcoming interviews and some of the interview tips that I share. And of course, for all the other tips, please continue to watch my YouTube videos. From what has been shared on the website, there's certain assessment process that happens. Now, the first is basically CV review and evaluation. So that is basically they will go through your resume, they will go ahead and see what kind of experience you have. Even if you're a fresher, what is some of your qualifications, what are some of your skill sets, what are your strengths and weaknesses, or the things that you mentioned in your resume, which is something that they're looking for. The first round can be a little bit different for different countries. For certain countries like India, because they have a tie-up with certain institutes, so they actually do a pre-screening where they go through your CV, they do a CV review and evaluation. So if that has already happened, there is a high chance that when you actually go for the final interview, which is an invite interview, they might not do that CV review or evaluation because in the pre-screening that has already happened. But for the countries where it's just open days and it's not really, there is no pre-screening process because there is no tie-up with an institute, and it's not really for invited candidates, it's basically open to all, then there would be the first round, which is the CV review and evaluation, where they will go through your resume to see if you have the qualifications, if you have the experience to become cabin crew with Emirates. Now, they have never mentioned anywhere that they need experienced cabin crew only, so that does mean that even if you're a fresher, you're more still eligible to apply, but of course whether they take you or they don't take you really depends on them as to what they are looking for at that point in time in the airline, whether they're looking for more experienced crew, whether they're okay to hire fresher crew at this point, fresh crew who do not have experience at this point in time. So this kind of thing really varies on the airline depending upon what is the need at that point in time within the airline. But go ahead and apply regardless, as long as you don't mention anything about experience. You're eligible to apply even if you're a fresher. The second phase of the interview is basically group assessment. Now, I'm going to quickly tell you a few things about the group assessment with Emirates in particular. Group assessments with Emirates in particular are not just group discussions, because a lot of airlines only do group discussions, but with Emirates, they specifically do a lot of role plays. They give you a lot of situations, they become passengers and they want you to handle those situations as a cabin crew. From what I've read and I've shared on my Instagram as well, they will give you a photo or they'll give you some sort of object, and basically you have to frame a story around it. Or it could be a situation where they become a passenger, an angry customer or an angry passenger, and they want you to handle that situation. Or they might just do a role play with you, with someone becoming a cabin crew, someone becoming a passenger. Or they might want to see basically how you come together as a team by certain group activities that they might ask you to do. So basically the aim of group assessment at the end of the day is to see how well do you perform in a group and how well are you able to come to solutions as a team. How well do you perform as a member of a team? And while you're doing all of this, are you able to carry yourself well? Do you still are aware of your body language? Are you still aware of your grooming? So all of this go together hand in hand when it comes to any sort of group assessments. So my tip here would be, remember that you are working with a team. If it's a role play, basically just remember that at the end of the day, they want to see the qualities of a cabin crew in you, and that's the reason they are putting up with these kind of rounds. So just go ahead and display those qualities whenever you're answering questions, whenever you're in a role play, whenever you're doing any sort of team activity, or even when you're doing like a group discussion where they give you a topic and they want you to discuss together. I've made videos on group discussions as well where I've talked about how important it is to do active listening when you're part of a group discussion or you're part of any sort of team activity, how important it is to contribute in a way that you don't come across as an aggressive person, but as an assertive person. So these are some of the things that you have to look out for when you are doing that particular round. The next round is basically your height and arm reach test. This is fairly simple. So basically they're going to test you for your height and your arm reach. And the reason why they do this is because of safety reasons. You should be able to reach the overhead compartments to be able to get the safety equipment out. Or for that matter of fact, when you're helping passengers with their luggage or closing overhead compartments. So that's these are some of the reasons as to why they do this round, the height and reach test round. So it's really, really important to be able to have that certain height or certain reach when it comes to your arm length. The assessment is basically online English language assessment and behavioral questionnaire. So basically it's very simple. It's an English test. I was reading at a few other places where they talk about what kind of English test is it. It's basically to check your comprehension. It is to check whether you're able to frame proper sentences. It's not really testing your vocabulary, and it's not going to be a very, very difficult English test. It's basically just to check whether you are able to understand English, you're able to understand what's written, and you're able to comprehend. So that's basically the aim of doing the English test. But behavioral questionnaire is a little bit different. I'm not sure if this is something that you would have come across if you're not really going for international airlines. But a lot of airlines do this kind of behavioral questionnaire, which are also called psychometric tests. So basically the reason why they do this is because they want to test your behavioral skills. They want to test your teamwork skills. They want to see whether you are able to gel well with others. So I'm going to read out some of the questions that could be there in this sort of psychometric test. Basically, you could be asked, I find it difficult to talk to people. Do you agree or disagree? Rate yourself from 1 to 10 on a scale from 1 to 10. Or, for example, if someone tells you to do something wrong, but it is in your benefit, would you do it? Rate it on the scale of 1 to 10. To see your integrity, they want to see your behavioral skills, they want to see what kind of overall behavior do you have. And they could test you on various aspects. They could test you on teamwork, they could test you on your integrity, they can test you on your loyalty, and basically your communication and things like that. So if you're somebody who wants to become a cabin crew and you possess those qualities, then you will never go wrong with this kind of test, because you will be able to answer questions based on what a cabin crew would do in that particular situation. Written here, the last round is the video interview. Now again, for countries where there is a tie-up with certain institutes, as I was just talking about, like India, I'm not really sure a video interview would happen, or they would do a final one-to-one management round. But what has been written on the website, the final round is the video round. So I've made a lot of videos on video rounds. Go ahead and watch them. They're all the same. If I'm not wrong, they're using the same software that Singapore Airlines uses for the video interview, which is called a HireView. So I've talked about how to use the software. I've also talked about what exactly happens when it comes to video interviews. But I'll also try and make more videos on that aspect. But if that does not happen, and if there is a final management round which happens one-to-one in person, then also there are a lot of videos that I've made on YouTube. So go ahead and revisit them, go ahead and watch them. So you should be able to get a clear understanding of what how you can basically successfully clear these rounds. So this is what I wanted to share with you, basically the information that I have at this point in time in terms of what are some of the rounds that Emirates is conducting. But if there is any update, I will go ahead and make the video again so I can update you guys with that information. But do go ahead and share in the comment section below if you've been to the interview and if there is anything different that I can basically share with the rest. I'll be more than happy to do that. And you all know that I do weekly coaching sessions. So feel free to go ahead and get in touch with me to join those weekly coaching sessions. You can directly join them through my website, or even when I post it on my Instagram. I usually share it in my stories as a link. So I've started these weekly coaching sessions where basically I just want to do a small mock-up interview session with you guys. So I'm able to give you individual feedback one-to-one, which basically tells you what are some of your areas of opportunities and what you're doing good at this point in time. This brings us to the end of the video. And if you like the video, do share it with your friends. If you know they're going for the interview, do help your friends. And if you are going for the interview, all the best. And do not forget to press the notification bell for more video updates. And in the meantime, all of you out there, stay pretty, stay handsome, and I love you guys.